Okay, so we're going to put our straw of semen into this insemination gun, and we're going to cover it with one of these sheaths. I guess in my experience, if you're going to forget something when you go breed cows, often it's not its sheaths, or sometimes if you get out to the cows and you've mistreated your sheaths, they don't go on the gun right. That can ruin a whole day of AI right there. So the main thing about these sheaths, do not leave them in a hot vehicle. They shrink up, and you really sometimes even can't tell it if it's not too, sometimes they'll curl up and get like a banana, but sometimes it's just slight enough difference that when you go out to breed cows, your sheaths have been compromised and they're no good, and you either have to shut down and go to town or do something. As a friend of mine says, they don't usually sell these things at Tractor Supply, so just running down there and getting them is not always an option. The other thing to know about these insemination guns is there are several different kinds. Probably the most common kind would be what we call the O-ring gun, and I don't have one with me, but it's got an O-ring like a lifesaver that slides down over this thing, and it goes over to the flange to secure this sheath. The O-ring is usually a green sheath here with where the semen seats, the straw seats into the sheath is green. If they twist on, this particular gun has threads on it, so these ones with the blue are actually the twist-on kind. And I guess I kind of prefer these. You don't have to keep up with that O-ring. The thing that I don't have is, you'll notice these sheaths all come in a sack like that. They're not individually wrapped. I prefer individually wrapped sheaths because they can be clean, and we'll demonstrate how that works here in a minute. So I'm going to cheat a little bit here. So I like to have all my sheaths and stuff here ready to go. So when I go to the thaw water, I want this gun to be as close to body temperature as I can get it. Especially on cold mornings, you need to be really careful to warm these guns up. Doesn't take much. A few little strokes with a paper towel, you can lay it up there on your face, and if it feels warmish, then you're probably good to go. So I always try to warm my gun up. When I go to the thaw water, I'm going to take my straw of semen out. I'm going to shake the water off because water is spermicidal, so you don't want to get any water in contact with the sperm. Now I'm just going to show you this because this is not live semen, so I have some time. But you'll notice this straw actually has a cotton plug in one end and a crimp on the other end. Okay, so we want to put the cotton plug into our gun first, and sometimes if you have bad eyes or shaky fingers like me, you can just hold that up there on your chest to steady it. We drop that into the gun, we retract our plunger to where this straw, it's got a seat in here where it won't go any deeper. We want to make sure that straw is all the way in there. We're going to take our either scissors. You can either cut this off with scissors. Be sure you cut it straight across. If you're at an angle, it won't seat properly in the gun. You can either use scissors or one of these, what they call Cito cutters. Has a little hole. Make sure that needle's pointed up there. Slide that on there all the way to the end. Cut it. You see the end of that popped off there. Now my straw of semen is ready to go. I have an individually wrapped blue sheath to put on this gun. I'm going to put the sheath over here, and the main thing to do is make sure you get this thing screwed down tight enough where it seats into that flange, so you don't get any semen running back into your gun, okay? Some people like to load the straw into the sheath first and then put the whole thing on the gun, but that's kind of the way I do it. So the minute we get all this clamped down and ready to go, I'm gonna put that down my shirt or in my pants or somewhere where I can keep it warm, okay?